Well, after 6 or 7 months of anxiety, knowing that there was a deadline approaching that would require a project, that's all. A project. Moving project, hiring movers, getting things moved, and trying to sell things. And it just caused this anxiety and all the results of that. And then, oh, it's been 10 days since it got done, and it's just such a burden to be removed. And while I spent months pretty much having headaches every day, and sometimes I had some headaches in the last month or two where I had to take a lot of aspirins, like 10, 12 aspirins in a day. And the last week, I don't really have any headache at all. I don't have this thing weighing on me. And I'm able to see things and think clearly about possibilities, about all sorts of things. There's all sorts of possibilities and options. Things that I've wanted to do for decades. That now I finally have a slight possibility of maybe actually being able to do. And yet there's this vacuum around me, this vacuum of solitude, where it's non-responsiveness. The few people that I count on to have some degree of not solitude, of communication, I'm getting this silence, just this vacuum. And it shouldn't be a surprise to me, and it shouldn't be devastating to me, and it's not devastating to me, but it's a mild irritant. It's a mild irritant to feel that finally, at last, you have a lot to say, you have a lot to be positive and hopeful for, and there's nobody there to hear it or to care. And even though they claim that they're going to care, there's no response. Nothing. It's all in a vacuum. It's just dropping a pin into a place where there's no echo. Just annoying, that's all. It's not that bad though, and there's just a lot of positive going on at the same time. And that's what I have to focus on, myself, and not other people's reactions. But there's a lot of possibilities looming. That's all. That's it. A lot of possibilities. The possibility to move to a better situation. The possibility to actually purchase things that you wanted for decades, for years and decades. Instead of constantly quibbling over pennies. Seriously dickering over pennies, trying to compare, trying to save 50 cents here or 10 cents there. And to realize that, a difference of $100 doesn't matter if you're getting what you want. If you're getting the thing you want, that you can get it. Money changes that, at least. To be able to move someplace that you want, to be able to purchase a few items that you want, like a camera or a computer. To actually be able to purchase things like computer programs that you've wanted and always felt, well, it's too expensive, I can't purchase a karaoke program, I have to use the free online version, but I don't have that kind of money for extravagance, like purchasing a karaoke machine or karaoke program or a professional studio microphone or anything like that. To be able to really create your own website instead of, oh, well, I'll go online and I'll create a free website on GeoCities or BraveHost or Wix or any one of these free website things that are all, or even Google sites that never quite feel like it's a real website. To be able to do that, to be able to look forward to actually purchasing whatever domain names you want. Purchase 2 or 3 or 4 or a dozen. Purchase a dozen different fucking domain names. Create a dozen different fucking websites. Advertise your websites. Create your companies. Create your inventions. All these things that for decades I've been, well, if I had money I could think about doing this, but I don't have any money. I can't do anything. I can't afford it. All I can do is dream about it. I don't know, maybe in a sense, as you look through all your whole life of the constant ebb and flow of frustrations and possibilities. The ebb and flow of frustrations and possibilities. And it's constant every day, no matter what you're doing. There's always going to be some element of, well, there was this thing that I was looking forward to doing, and I didn't manage to do it, or I did that and something else got in the way, or I couldn't find something, or I lost something, or something broke, or I was going to get something and then I didn't, and then it was sold, and it was no longer available. All these little frustration things that you go through, and yet you wonder, sometimes you still have to wonder whether things going wrong sometimes may be setting you up for things going more right in the future. And I think it was Paul Williams. What did he say? What did Paul Williams say that I just saw a day or two ago? He said something about that every no, every no is opening a door or something like that. That he had been depressed about lots of rejections and failures and non-opportunities, particularly as he was like pretty much, you call him a midget. He's under 5 feet tall. I think he's like 4'6" or 4'4" or 4'2" or something. So he's got a great, amazing creative intelligence, a genius for music, and yet, he looking in the mirror is always a humbling experience, that he knows that no matter how successful he is, that he will always look to most people like they're just a midget. There are giants that hide in the bodies of midgets, and there are midgets that hide in the bodies of giants. Physically large people who command respect and authority, and are tiny little brats inside. But they get all the rewards in this society because we go by appearances. If somebody is big and strong, we think they're big and powerful, and somehow the gods have given them this as a reward for their deservingness or something. And that if a person is a small little dwarf, then they must be punished by the gods for some sort of a offense that they've committed. We haven't really advanced in the last 2,000 or 3,000 years from the same attitudes that the ancient peoples practiced and built their rituals around. So the thing about, you never know if things going wrong might lead you to things going right in ways that never would have happened if things hadn't gone wrong. You have to constantly wonder in reviewing your life, while you see all of the things that went wrong, how many times this things going wrong actually lead to things going unpredictably right in ways that couldn't have been foreseen or planned. I'm going to stop recording right now because rather than have the video cut out or something, which happens too often. So I'm going to stop it here.